Hey, it's John, and in this video I'm going to show you how to stop getting ignored by popular bloggers and get the links you deserve. You've probably heard that all you need is great content. If your content is good enough, if it's remarkable enough, then the conventional wisdom says that people will talk about it, and eventually the leaders in your niche, like popular bloggers, will hear about it, and if you're patient, you'll start getting links. All you have to do is keep publishing great content. And it sounds good, it sounds reasonable, it sounds like the way the web should work. But then you try it, and nothing happens. And you feel like beating your computer to death. If great content is the secret, then why isn't it working? Why aren't you getting the links you know you deserve? And the answer is the blogosphere has changed. Once upon a time, good content was scarce. And finding a truly great blog post was a lot like opening up a carton of eggs and finding a golden one inside. It was unique, it was special, it was valuable, and people wanted to spread the word. But imagine if one day you opened your carton of eggs and they were all golden. Now it's nothing special, right? Well, that's exactly what happened with the blogosphere. As more and more people jumped on the blogging bandwagon, great content started becoming more and more common, and popular bloggers eventually got to the point where they couldn't possibly link to it all. And so they stopped trying. It's kind of like ads. After a while, it doesn't matter how good they are, you don't even see them anymore. And so what do? Well, most of us turn to our friends. If you need to sell your house, and your friend is a top-notch realtor, it's a no-brainer to list it with them, not just because they're good, but because you like and trust them. And the blogosphere works exactly the same way. Great content isn't enough to stand out anymore. It's a minimum requirement. If you want your content to get the attention it deserves, you need to have connections with popular bloggers. You need to be a member of their inner circle before you start asking them for links. And if you watch the past two videos, you already know exactly how to get inside that inner circle. Guest blogging. If you write a guest post for a popular blog and it does well, you gain 3 big advantages over other people clamoring for attention. First, it makes you a safe bet. If their audience responds well to your guest posts, chances are they'll respond well to your other content too. Second, it makes you memorable. If your post gets them an avalanche of traffic, then you're not a nobody anymore. You're worth remembering. And third, it makes you a friend. By contributing to their blog, you've done something nice for them. And most popular bloggers will be at least a little bit inclined to do something nice for you in return. It doesn't entitle you to a link, but it does get your foot in the door. It gets you an opportunity, and then all you have to do is take advantage of it. Step 1 is to write a popular guest post, one that gets them lots of traffic, comments, tweets, bookmarks. It might not happen the first time. It'll probably take you a few tries to really get a feel for what works for their blog. Just make sure to impress them because the rest of the strategy depends on it. Step 2 is to build on what works. Take your most popular guest post and expand it into something irresistible. Let's say you run a blog on gardening and you've managed to land guest posts on Get Rich Slowly, the big personal finance blog. Your first 2 posts do okay, but it's not until your third one that you really hit a home run, where you talk about 11 ways to save money by starting your own garden. And then you could take that post and expand it into a free report where you talk about where to get the best bargains on supplies and which vegetables you can save the most money from growing and step-by-step instructions for how to get the garden growing. For a popular blogger, something like this is irresistible. It's targeted, valuable content. And if you ask them for a link, they're going to say yes, which brings us to the final step. Ask for the link. Email the blogger, in this case JD, and say something like, "Hi JD, could I ask you for a small favor?" The response to that last guest post blew me away, and it got me thinking that maybe folks would appreciate a more in-depth guide to gardening, written specifically for the money conscious. It seems like a lot of people are interested, but they don't want to dump a lot of money into the tools and supplies, and then only save a few pennies. So I wrote a free report on exactly how to do it, talking about where to get the best bargains on supplies, which vegetables to grow, and step-by-step directions on how to get started. I'm releasing it on Tuesday, and I couldn't help wondering, would you be interested in sharing it with the GRS audience as a kind of follow-up to my guest post? Here's a link to the report. Link. Would love to hear what you think. Thanks for everything. Your name. Now, there are a bunch of interesting things going on here. First, you begin by referencing the success of the post, which is a gentle way of reminding them you've already proved yourself. Second, you point out that it's written specifically for his audience, which makes it a lot more valuable than just a general report on gardening. And third, it gives a brief summary of what's in the report and why it's important, so he doesn't have to dig through it and figure it out. And fourth, it gives a date and then positions the pre-report as a follow-up to your guest post, which you've already established was popular. We'll not go into all of the influence tactics here, but I'll just go ahead and tell you, if I received an email like this from one of the Copyblogger guest bloggers, it would only take me about 2 seconds to say yes. And what's more, I'd probably go out of my way to connect them with other blogs in the niche that might want to link to it too. So they wouldn't just get my link, they would get links from other members of the Inner Circle as well. And so there you have it, a complete step-by-step guide to getting links from popular bloggers. And listen, if you like this video, click the next video button below and watch the next one too, because it goes beyond just getting links and puts all of this together into a coherent strategy for building a popular blog. And it also gives you a chance to work with me personally. So if you're interested in that, take a look, and I'll be back tomorrow for more guest blogging goodness. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.